PE was an acquisition that ProMarket had looked at for probably over a year. It was very strategic in the sense that we really hadn't done, other than Zalkin, a global company acquisition. And one of the things that we saw that we could help was the domestic side in the North American market. So there was a whole lot of synergies that we built up from day one, but it was apparent that in order for us to have a global source and to be efficient, we were going to have to spend a considerable amount of time and money and effort on the facility structures themselves. In Italy, we actually have added 300,000 square feet. In the first year, we made investments as ProMark with PE in two significant areas. One is building structure. The other thing is R&D. From the time that we acquired them, we knew we were going to expand PE, and if we wanted to actually improve the value, we're going to have to do a lot inside the US. One of the things that we needed to do there was to actually produce machines and apply serial numbers to machines out of Sharonville and not have everything come from Italy. So Sharonville evolved over the last 3 years, both from a commercial standpoint, but also from a production standpoint.
The manufacturing that we're now doing here in the US has been critical to us making sure that we are providing service technicians who really understand the machinery beyond just fixing it, to really understand what goes into manufacturing that piece of machinery. So it has given us an opportunity to train our folks, so when you have a service technician who shows up from PE USA, you know that it's the same quality of person who's showing up from PE Italy. We all fall in love with that big shiny piece of metal out there, but it's the people here that make this thing work. And we've been able to assemble a terrific team. We are here in Sharonville, the tip of the spear. We're driving it. So that's why it's so very important that we have these pieces in place, and why ProMark has invested so much money in this facility and this organization here to make sure that we can further that growth here in the US.
PE and ProMark both saw immediately that if we wanted to continue the growth to the levels that we have expectations for, we were going to have to participate and be a competitor in the roll-fed market space globally. Having said that, 4 years ago, we looked at what the customers were doing with roll-fed and came away with a pretty good hit list of things that they'd like to see better. They took that hit list and started creating what we see today as Simpl-Cut. The reality of it is, over that 2-year time period, as we developed what's now known as Simpl-Cut technology, the benefits to the market space, which no one else has, became truly apparent.
I believe that there are 4 benefits to the Simpl-Cut machine. The first one, and the most important, is that we eliminate any stringing of the glue. We do that by applying the glue before we cut the film, and that's done on the vacuum drum system. All labelers, wherever they're made, have one Achilles heel, and that is that the glue tends to string. And you, the operator, or you, the maintenance person, have to clean that. And you're cleaning it with a solvent, and you're doing that 2 or 3 times a shift. With Simpl-Cut, because we are gluing before we cut, we eliminate any stringing that can occur. The typical plant would see an efficiency increase between 1 and 1.5% only because we're not stopping the labeler to clean it. The second benefit is the knife. We eliminate the servo or guillotine effect of a knife by using the vacuum drum to pull the label across a fixed knife, thus eliminating servos and costly slip rings that are transmitting the information back and forth to the servo motor. In the Simpl-Cut machine, there's no moving parts. And the third benefit is that fixed knife is easily changeable with a cartridge system. If you can change the razor blade in your razor, you can change the blade on a Simpl-Cut machine. It's in a self-contained cartridge. It takes less than 2 minutes to swap it in and out. Simple. Because we are cutting the film on the primary vacuum drum, the last benefit would be elimination of a second drum. By doing that, we eliminate all the servo motors, and it's simply a simple machine.
A lot of the early adopters of Simpl-Cuts were in Western Europe, but if we look today at where the growth is, a lot of our growth is in the Americas. One of the important things to remember is that the problems that Simpl-Cut is solving are really universal problems for folks that run roll-fed labeling. So we're building labelers today for the largest soft drink companies in the world. We're building labelers for regional bottled water players and everywhere in between.
Silver Springs Bottled Water started in '91. We've been family owned and operated since then, and we've been really blessed to grow with the water industry as it's grown the beverage business. We came through PE labelers with it embedded in some other equipment. I visited PE in Italy, seeing the innovation that they had in the equipment and seeing the progress of it from the first machine to the second machine we bought. It took another leap in what we believe will be better reliability and product quality. The name for the PE Simpl-Cut really tells the story, the simplicity of it. You're cutting out from the traditional labelers we have today, stuff that historically is going to be failure points of the equipment over time. And the simplicity of being able to change a knife out in minutes really, and no moving parts or electrical rotary couplings, those are the big points for us.
Our goal is really to leverage the simplicity of our technology to provide unparalleled customer service to give our clients the best labeling experience in the world.
There is no doubt in my mind that Simpl-Cut is going to revolutionize the roll-fed market.